and those results that came back from the Merck study were incredibly positive. So Biotechnique started to work with their client base, which includes a number of the largest pharmaceutical companies globally, to work on biopharmaceutical product development using our tech. And this is the first official deal where we've signed this master service agreement and ultimately the work order in which we will be receiving several batches of liquid biopharmaceutical product to dry at our facilities in Vancouver.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Brent Charlton. He's the CEO of EnWave Corporation. And Brent, it's great to have you back again. How are you?
Thanks, Steve. I'm very well, thanks.
Good. Well, a couple of big pieces of news out from the company. First off, one of a commercial license agreement in Japan. You really hit the point that you're a global company, and you continue to prove that, Brent.
Yeah, that's just right, Steve. And this is actually the third license that we've signed in the country of Japan. And for those who don't have experience working in Japan, it takes, I'll say, a longer period of time than in most other countries to forge these relationships. But once they're forged, they're lifelong and often very fruitful. So we're really happy to be partnered with Hokai Yamato, who is a company that is actively already commercializing different soup mixes and snack products. And we think that our REV technology will fit very nicely into their portfolio.
Obviously, they're a large market in Japan. There seems to be a lot of. Are there a lot of companies like this that you can continue, helping sort of make sales within Japan? Or are you looking at other areas as well?
Yeah, absolutely. EnWave currently works with a third-party representative of our technology looking for new opportunities to put into our sales pipeline. But moreover, our current partners, beyond Hokai Yamato, who was announced this week, we've been working with Calbee, which is one of the largest global snacking companies, for several years. And they have a huge amount of runway to expand the number of products they're not only selling domestically, but also internationally, which hopefully will lead to royalty growth in the future.
Yeah, because there's a royalty as part of this as well. So that's obviously a positive for the company as well.
Yeah, the deal stays true to our business model, and that for every product that they sell into market, we get a royalty associated, and that is the goal of our business in general, is to build out a massive diversified royalty portfolio that continues to grow over time.
All right, Brent, let's take you back over into North America, because you've also signed an agreement with Biotechnique, which is a company out of the US.
Yeah, Biotechnique is a company that we have been speaking to for several years and had been involved in evaluating some of their prior studies that were completed using our technology by Merck Pharmaceutical for the drying of vaccinations. And those results that came back from the Merck study were incredibly positive. So Biotechnique started to work with their client base, which includes a number of the largest pharmaceutical companies globally, to work on biopharmaceutical product development using our tech. And this is the first official deal where we've signed this master service agreement and ultimately the work order in which we will be receiving several batches of liquid biopharmaceutical product to dry at our facilities in Vancouver. And if the testing is successful, we're hopeful that Biotechnique will acquire their own machinery to place at their facilities in Pennsylvania to continue testing with their clients.
Brent, I just want to ask you about this, because your technology is an alternative to what they're currently using, which is freeze drying. So can you sort of explain to us the differences and why that's important?
The most impactful difference is the time of process, given that we're drying biopharmaceutical products typically within 3 to 6 hours. So these are highly sensitive materials, obviously, that need to be dried at consistent low temperatures, versus lyophilization, which could take up to a day or more to do the same amount of product. So we're talking about a massive savings in labor and time there. Also, our large scale machinery is continuous in nature. So if something occurs negatively with a particular batch that's going through the drying process, that can be corrected quickly, versus if something goes awry in a large batch lyophilizer or freeze dryer, the entire batch is written off. So that comes with a big cost. And so basically, if this technology is more widely adopted in the pharmaceutical industry, these companies can further de-risk their manufacture process.
Pretty fascinating stuff, Brent. I look forward to seeing how this all plays out. Great to see you again, and
Yeah, thanks.
congratulations on this. Very exciting. And
Appreciate
this
it, Steve.
pharmaceutical one is a really interesting one as well.
Thank you.
All right, Brent Charlton, the CEO of EnWave Corporation.